The AI race has been going on for quite a while now, with OpenAI and Microsoft taking the lead. But it seems Google is finally finding its way back. The tech giant recently released the second version of its large language model, PaLM 2, which sent shockwaves through the tech industry. Now, there's a lot of talk about this new AI model and how it's going to impact different parts of our daily lives, especially healthcare. So, without further ado, let's dive right in. Google's PaLM 2 model is going to completely change the game in terms of large language models. One of the defining features which makes PaLM 2 so great and very powerful is that it is actually built in multiple stages. The AI model has 5 different stages, which means it is going to be able to power pretty much every single application. And what is even more impressive is that it has a lightweight version called Gecko, which is built to run natively offline on your mobile devices. Now, this is a very huge step in the development of large language models because this now means we will be seeing AI language models embedded into applications that work offline. Honestly, I must commend Google for this because no other AI company has been able to achieve something like this before. Also, PaLM 2 was trained on several things, which means it can process information across multiple modalities, which is absolutely insane in my opinion. Now, PaLM 2 is a bit different from the original PaLM model, which was released back in April. The original PaLM was quite a success when it was embedded into some robots, and it even supports over 100 different languages. So it will be very interesting to see what other communities create, especially now that a more advanced version of the model is out. One really cool upgrade that Google made on PaLM 2 that is really worth noting is its ability to code. Now, most people normally use ChatGPT when they want to use AI to code, but PaLM 2 now supports coding in multiple languages. So what we have here is a more robust and sophisticated AI model that can even code in different languages, an ability that I think ChatGPT lacks at the moment. I've always known that Google still has some tricks under their sleeves, and it seems that they're beginning to show them. Also, another thing I want to talk about is PaLM 2's fine-tuning. Now, this is some cool stuff here, as of course you already know that large language models can be fine-tuned to perform more efficiently at specific tasks. So what Google did here was to fine-tune a version of their AI model which was focused on medical research and diagnosis. With PaLM 2, you can now get accurate medical reports on certain cases. This is a huge breakthrough in the field of medicine because it can sometimes be very difficult to handle certain conditions, especially when doctors are finding it difficult to correctly diagnose the illness. Recent studies show that estimated errors by medical practitioners account for up to 251,000 deaths annually. So it's no joke, that's why Google is trying to fix it. I mean, imagine losing a family member or a friend due to misdiagnosis. How awful would that feel if you eventually find out? But with PaLM 2, there's going to be a 9 times reduction of inaccurate reasoning. So essentially, Google is trying to improve the accuracy of medical practitioners with the help of PaLM 2. And things seem to be working out really well. As you can see right here, we have the performance of large language models before 2023, and then we have PaLM 2's actual benchmark, reaching the expert performance level. Also, as I said earlier, because PaLM 2 is multimodal, you can actually input an image of a patient's scan, and it will tell you the type of fracture that happened, as you can see right here. This will solve so many problems when it comes to wrong diagnosis and taking too much time to diagnose a patient's medical condition. Earlier this year, on the 14th of April, Google actually released a video surrounding their research in health AI, where they talked extensively about PaLM 2. Though the video did not get the attention it was supposed to with only around 16,000 views, this was actually a very big leap for AI in healthcare, as PaLM 2 has shown significant advancement in areas ChatGPT is lacking. Now, as I showed you earlier, the model performed considerably well compared to the previous benchmarks we've seen before. This is really mind-blowing because Google themselves did not even expect the model to perform so well. As you can see here, previous benchmarks of AI models released before PaLM don't actually reach the required benchmark to pass certain tests. But when they released the first version of PaLM, which is based on the PaLM 2 model, they immediately got a 67.2%. And of course, the current version, which we now have, is around 87%. Also, another impressive thing they did was to compare PaLM's answers to human clinicians to see if the model was accurate. So the team rated the AI's answers using a completely new rating system to see if PaLM's answers were really correct. So as you can see here, they got real clinicians to answer the same questions as PaLM, and then what they did was to compare the answers of the clinicians to the answers the AI provided. The clinicians reviewed PaLM's answers and found out that the AI was pretty accurate. Now, this is of course very good because the AI could really aid doctors in giving out certain diagnoses that they would have originally found difficult. As you already know, this is one of the biggest issues we are facing in healthcare, so solving this problem would be a huge success for us. Now, just in case you were thinking, MedPalm will not be replacing doctors' opinions. It is only there to aid them and also enhance efficiency, because as you already know, AI models can process huge amounts of data really fast, which means doctors don't have to go through the problem of searching through similar cases before having an idea of what an illness might be. The AI would simply do it for them in minutes. Now, for those of you wondering how powerful Palm 2 is, I'm going to do a quick comparison between it and GPT-4 so you understand. But one thing I want you to know is that Palm 2 is really fast, even when it comes to complex reasoning questions. Not just that, unlike GPT-4, it will offer 3 different answers to your queries. Thus, from an efficiency and computing standpoint, Google is clearly a step or two ahead of OpenAI. Also, the AI model is pretty good at translating text into different languages. So as you can see right here, this Google research paper shows how you can actually fix a bug with comments in Korean. The code here is in English, and what we have here is someone that said fix a bug and then add these comments in Korean. This means that the AI would now have more reach in non-English speaking countries, something which GPT-4 is yet to achieve. Also, if you take a look at this table here that compares GPT-4, Palm 2 and other AI models, including the original Palm model, you will see that Palm 2 is very competitive, almost topping the charts in every area. It is also far more advanced than its initial version, which shows that Google actually did some work here. Now, what I think Google is trying to do with Palm 2 is essentially to improve in areas where GPT-4 and ChatGPT are lacking. And from what we can see here, they're doing pretty well. But one thing I must say is that it is still not as advanced and powerful as GPT-4. Palm 2 does have some really good scores in the charts, but it needs a bit more to beat GPT-4. But I think that Google can actually beat GPT-4 if they continue in this direction. Palm 2 is a significant improvement from the original Palm model. And honestly, I think it's more powerful than GPT 3.5. Also, the fact that Google is trying to revolutionize healthcare with AI is really impressive because this will help save a lot of lives. Apart from that, the fact that the AI model can be integrated into apps that can be used offline is a huge breakthrough for large language models. Now, I have one question for you. Do you think Google will beat OpenAI in the AI race? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel to get the latest developments in AI.